I can't really talk about the Chicago kidnapping. Well, I'm not sure I'm going to talk about it the next time I have my Saturday class. That's the class where I usually would like to talk about headline stories and relate them to martial arts. Because the person that was the victim in this story was a special needs individual. And we really don't expect special needs individuals to be responsible for their own safety. So from that regard, there's not really a lot most of us are going to be able to glean and use that story to get wisdom from to make ourselves safer. You know, other than just the obvious of you can't hang around with violent people. Now, some of us may want to try to put all the violent people in a particular race. And I can tell you, I've been around enough different races to know that violence is universal. That's about the one constant in humanity. Other than we're very vain and we love our family more than everybody else in the world, and we're selfish. And a lot of us do love God, though. I will say something positive. So, you can't really expect a special needs person in terms of this. His special need was with his mind. You really can't expect him to not want to be around violent people and to know better and to look for those red flags. So the only thing I can say for the rest of us who aren't special needs is that we're really going to have to be our brother's keeper in these type of matters and make sure that our loved ones that are special needs don't, end up hanging around people who could hurt them. So parents, you just got to be up in your kids' business. And I'm one to talk. I haven't always been able to spot this type of stuff either, with regard to my own children, so I know how hard it is. But, that's what we got to do. Whether your child's special needs or not, you got to examine their friends and their associates. And if you see any indication that the person is violent, you can't leave your child around them. But see, in this case, the special needs person was an adult. So, once they're grown up enough to leave the nest, even if they have special needs, there's not a lot we can really do as parents. So we're just going to have to look out for people in general and be our brother's keepers in society. Let's be better than Cain and Abel. And on another note, I will say to CNN's Don Lemon that what those kids did, well, they're not kids, they're adults. What those teenagers did is evil, was evil, and will always be considered evil. I cannot believe that you would have the nerve to say that it's not evil. What they did was evil. That was the perfect textbook definition of evil. Now, I'm not even going to get into whether it was racist or not, because people take that black people can't be racist idea completely out of context. Because I know the first time I heard it, I was like, what? What are you talking about? And then someone explained that argument to me. I was like, all right, if you're trying to define racism just in terms of systemic power, then for now, fine. But that doesn't mean that a black person cannot hurt or harm a white person, because we know that's ridiculous. But it also doesn't mean that they can't be charged with a hate crime or shouldn't be. That idea of not charging them with a hate crime, how could you not charge them with a hate crime? Come on. Oh, the police officers, we're not sure. You're not sure if it's a hate crime when they disparage the victim's race several times? How is it not a hate crime? How is there not any racial motivation behind the crime? Now I sound like Seinfeld. Anyway, so we can't necessarily take away anything from this from a martial arts perspective again, other than just to be our brother's keeper. And I am glad that those 4 teenagers are brought to justice, and we all just have to look and be more careful. You know, I suggest we read more of those books that were popular in the 90s, stuff like Snakes with Suits, How to Identify Psychopaths, and just be on the lookout for psychopathic behavior. But I think the sad thing is, some of the stuff that's psychopathic behavior, we think is cool, strong, and, you know, brave, when it's not. It's a sign of an uncaring, unfeeling, cruel, and evil person. Because once again, evil does exist. So let's not enable evil, and let's be people that fight against evil. Peace.